Gina Johnsen here in Michigan. Another banner decision by our fine U.S. Supreme Court. Parents, this is for you. You have school-age children. This is very, very important. You get your rights back. It is really all about you and what you decide is appropriate for your children to learn in public school, in any school, but we're talking about public schools. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled on the LGBTQ bias teaching, the DEI, the critical race theory, race-based initiatives. They're gone by U.S. standards. But the Supreme Court ruled, in addition, that you as the parent get to choose what your child's exposed to in school. Parents who have religious objections, that's your conscience, your religious objections can pull your kids from public school lessons, classes, or where books are used that use LGBTQ characters, teachings, scenarios, graphics, pictures, movies. Guys, we've heard everything in Michigan, down to 4 years old, being taught graphically, I can barely say it, different ways to have sex, different ways to engage sexually. Let our children be children. They need a chance to grow up first. We got problems galore everywhere. Mental health, suicide, depression, anxiety. The last thing they need is that forced in front of their faces against their parents' wishes at what we call school. We are not blaming good teachers. We're not blaming good administrators. We're saying this stuff is snuck in and it's going to stop in Michigan. And the U.S. Supreme Court just backed us up. So schools must allow opt-outs immediately. And furthermore, they have to let the parents know the curriculum before they teach it. The videos, the books, the movies before they show them. Now, the Michigan Supreme Court, again, federal, Trump state, keep that in mind. But the Michigan Supreme Court previously, a couple months ago, ruled that schools do not have to show parents the curriculum before they teach it. Well, that's all undone now because the U.S. Supreme Court rules over the Michigan Supreme Court. We got our rights back, parents. And when you think about the First Amendment rights, freedom of the press, freedom of religion, freedom of petitioning your government with a grievance, freedom of assembly, freedom of speech, you got 5 rights just in the First Amendment. Parents, use your rights. You are in charge of your child, nobody else. Nobody else. And they might think they know what's best for your child, but what happens when your child suffers the effects of what they were taught, what they were shown, being bullied, whatever happens in school that didn't turn out so well? You take care of them for the rest of their lives. Not the school, not the government, nobody else. You get to decide because you hold the responsibility of taking care of them and watching over them and providing for them for the rest of their lives. So, just some applications here. Medical advice in school. You decide what they get, not the school. Abortion counseling. You decide if they get introduced to an abortion pill or not. Abortion counseling, where to go for help or not. You decide. Gender identity. It shouldn't even be talked about in school. That's up to you to talk about at home with your children. And the distribution of medicine. You know, we've heard these medical clinics talked about for years now, and they've made it about bee stings and Johnny forgot his ADD meds and someone just needs a Benadryl. Or a Tylenol. It's not about that necessarily. You don't need a whole health clinic for that. We've had nurses for years. We've had school principals and administrators ready to go with emergencies like that. Nothing's changed. We don't need a medical clinic to usurp the parents' authority and make the decisions for them. I've heard of all sorts of things. Children coming home with glasses on, and the parents didn't even know they were getting their eyes examined. It's even gotten worse than that. They send Johnny to the emergency room, call the parents afterwards. The parents meet him there and realize he's been hurt 3 hours earlier with no assistance. We have a better way of doing this. Know that you need to take charge in your school. If you need backup, you contact my office or contact your representative or senator and in your area. I'm happy to help.